Hey everyone, and welcome to the 8th and final video of music theory for the Dropouts. My name's Cassie Falk, and today we are going to apply everything we just talked about in the previous videos to tackling a new piece of music. The music we are going to learn today is a song called Beekeeping. So we're going to take all of our major-minor key relationships, learning to read chords, different notes on the staff, and rhythms, and apply it all to this music. So let's start off with the first thing, our key signature. Just after the treble clef and the bass clef at the beginning, we have our little F sharp, which represents that we are in the key of G. So we are using all the notes from the G scale. Our key signature at the beginning has the little F sharp, which applies to all the Fs in the song. So whenever we see an F in the treble clef or the bass clef, we know that it's going to be played as an F sharp because it belongs to the family or the key of G. The next thing we'll look at is our time signature of 4/4. So remember, this tells us, for the top number, how many beats are in every measure, and the bottom 4 is what kind, or a quarter. So this tells us we have 4 quarter notes in every measure. So let's take a look at now reading some of the notes. The first note that we have is one of the guide notes that we talked about, which was G, on the line between the swirl of the treble clef. And we can see from here that all the notes are just going in seconds, or steps up. And from our C, we go from a space to space, so we know we have to skip a white key. The next note, we're going to reach up a little bit to the note just above the top line. So we have a G, and remember our F sharp, to here. Now, with also reading intervals and finding our guide notes in music, it's great to find patterns because it shortens the length and the amount of music that we have to learn. If we look at that first line of the right hand, we can see that it's exactly the same in the next line for the right hand. So that's nice and easy. Now for the left hand, let's go through that. So we start off with a G because we know the spaces are all cows eat grass. We go to our guide note C. We reach down. And look at the next one. We have 3 notes stacked up nicely all in the spaces, so we know we're playing some type of chord. And if you look at the capital G just above that measure there, it's saying that we are playing a G chord. So remember that capital G represents our chord of G major. So now let's look at the rhythm. The rhythm in that first line is very straightforward. If we played it with counting, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that rhythm is pretty straightforward. All the notes are lining up on the beat. Now if we move to measure 28, this is where the 8th notes come in. And if you remember with the rhythm and the counting, rather than counting just the 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to add the word "and" in between to represent that the 8th notes are coming in between the beats. The first measure here, 28, would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's take that same rhythm pattern and notice we're doing the same thing, but just starting on E for measure 29. Our hand can just move up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can see that learning music theory isn't dry and boring, but it actually is applicable and helps us learn our music a lot quicker. Thank you guys so much for joining me for these 8 videos. We have way more for you at pianote.com, so join us there and we look forward to meeting you.